Hello, everyone. Sorry, so our maiden voyage. This is the trip. This is DWTT, this channel. This is, like I said, episode number one of the trip. We will, I've got a rookie mistake here. I've got the audio playing in my ears so I can hear it twice. But that's, so here we go. So welcome to the show. Yeah, this is my first episode of the trip. I've got my co-host here, Matt. How you doing?
Good evening, y'all. How y'all doing, man?
Doing good. Got Tony along for the ride. He stopped in one day and just hasn't left. How you doing?
Yep, I've got stuck on this journey with you.
He's a squatter.
Yes. And then we got Lolo on the stoop. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm on early today. I'm used to my 10 o'clock show, but 7:30. All right. I ate dinner. I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
Perfect. And
We can catch more of a UK viewers at this time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And if you guys didn't know, kind of in diagonally, I guess, from Matt down to Lolo, if you are looking for somebody behind the camera, they're your men.
Yes,
one
sir.
with the stills and one with the video. So there you go. And Lolo also gets in front of the camera sometimes. So, check him out. Check out his channel. Check out Matt on around and Tony as well. So here we go. So let's get started here. So first things first. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the game. I guess we'll get into the game real quick here and get started. So, is that right? Yep. Brentford 2, Arsenal 1. Game looked, that first half, I don't know about you guys, but I was a little concerned. We should be a lot better than that. We should have scored. We had a lot of things not go our way in the first half, 45 minutes. Probably should have had at least one or two goals at that point. But we were able to finish it up, but it started okay. So I guess we'll go with initial thoughts. So, Matt, initial thoughts on the game?
But it's 3 points. It's 3 points. I'll take it. If the game would have been 15 more minutes, I think we would have drew. Judging by the way things were going. but I'll take it, man. My only complaint is I just when you look at soccer and Emma Smith Rowe, it's a lot. You're asking a lot. You're playing a dangerous game to ask them to get us over the hump the next 5 to 6 games. At some point, either Lacazette needs to be set down, and we need to go with Pepe in the middle. I think I said that a couple of weeks ago. Because when he came on, it was just almost like, oh crap! We hadn't seen, we hadn't seen that kind of fire, like a game-changing moment. We hadn't seen something like that in a while.
Where'd that little speedster come from?
Yeah, exactly. And so, I just think that we're just asking a lot, man, for the right Emma Smith Rowe and soccer to the finish line. Albeit both goals were absolutely phenomenal, especially ESRs. That was a vintage. I told Lee Gunn, I said that was a vintage Cesc Fabregas type goal. Thomas Rosicky, one of those, Henry type runs. That was one of those classic Arsenal runs that we hadn't seen in at least 3-4 years. Where you just pick it up and go in and score. Saka's, who was assisted by Pepe, by the way, was a phenomenal goal as well. And I think it was cool. I think we got off the hook there. I think we could have had a dangerous moment there with a red card. I think that was Ben White that did that tackle. Was that Ben White winning on the tackle? Yeah. If he would have connected with him at any aspect of that tackle, that was a red card. Everything was wrong. Studs high. I mean, it was just a typical tackle you don't want to show you. If you're coaching, that's the tackle you show your kids not to do. You say, don't do that. Other than that, man, I'd say it was a decent game. It was okay. Nothing to really scream home about. But you got the 3 points, and that's all that mattered at the end of the day. You get the 3 points, you move on. You just hope it's not a case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde Arsenal, where we win a game and then we lose 2 more to win a game. So that's what I took away from it.
Cool. And I just want to say before we go to Tony, hello to everybody in the chat. I see Radiant joined us. I know Gunnar Bet was in there early. Said hi to him. Mr. Silver, El Jefe is in the house. I don't know how long he'll last. We'll see. It's a little late for him. Luca, welcome. Why Not Sentiment is in here as well. So here we go. Let's move on. So Tony, quick little, I guess, go through how you felt about the game.
I liked what we were trying the first half, but just lacked the clinical finishing, which we've missed all season. We had 16 shots, 2 on target. But I like the aggressive attacking style. But in the end, we got the 3 points, which we knew we should have got. I'm kind of like Matt that went on another 15, 20 minutes. It would probably been a draw because everybody was tired. Defense looked tired. It's probably Ramsdale's worst game in goal, I would say. He looked sloppy the entire match. He didn't have really anything to do, but still looked sloppy. The young kids look great. I like seeing Smith Rowe instead of Martinelli out there. I think he's better on the left than Martinelli. I think we need to try to see what Martinelli can do through the middle. Maybe play Lacazette kind of as a false 9 back behind him. And still have Odegaard leading the attack that way behind, but to me is not much to see in the match, but there's 3 points. We move on. Kind of scared going into Wolf. Was scared of the first game, but I think that should be one of our hardest remaining games, really.
True. Yeah, no, I think as we'll probably get into it, the youngsters scored and the old timers did not. And at some point, we're going to need somebody older than 20 to score a goal for us. So, Lolo, tell me about the game.
Well, I mean, I gotta say the if you ignore all of the red card, or not red card, but penalty shouts, all of the offside, not offside, if we ignore all of that, the thing that I heard most in social media after the match, and even in this 8 minutes that we've been on this show, is clinical striker. We are in need of a clinical striker. We are in need of a clinical striker, a finisher. If somebody could finish, we would be better. How many fucking minutes has Emil Smith Rowe actually been on the pitch for the amount of goals that he has? How many shots on goal does that motherfucker have? Pardon my language. I don't know the rules of your new fucking show, but this is the way I am. You invited me, it's what you fucking get.
Hey, man. Hey. See, now I feel better because I had to catch myself earlier. I was going to let it rip, but okay. The topic's off. Go ahead, bro.
No, this channel is not for kids, and
Gary's in control of the mute button, so if he doesn't like it, just fucking mute me. Let's go.
No, you could have your.
But what I'm saying, we're talking clinical. That finish. So yes, the run, as Matt said, was Henry-esque, but to me, it was that finish. Lacazette has had easier chances than that. Even when he took the shot, I was like, no. Nobody's there. You have 3 more steps you could take. But the way he slotted in, I saw Martinelli do one of those like a month ago where it was low on the ground and sort of just curved around the keeper and went right in, right on the right side of the post. And to me, it's like, how the fuck? We need to do the numbers of how many. So stop saying, oh, ESR, yes, he has 10 goals, but we need more than that. We need more of that. Fucking 5 of those goals came off the bench. And he scored them in 2 minutes with his only try. So, not that I'm saying Emil Smith Rowe is our new striker, which a lot of people have been mentioning, Arteta wants to move him into a striker role, into more of a central role. ESR is proven to be somebody who I was not on his bandwagon all last season, and I was against giving him the number 10 show and all that, the number 10 shirt, but I gotta say, anywhere you put this fucking kid, he produces. It's either assists or goals, passes or just the hustle. And it's the fucking hustle that we need. He came on the pitch, or he was on the pitch. Saka was better. Saka, who had kind of, to me, Saka is so fucking talented, but he fades away in games. But it felt like ESR was keeping that hustle up and making everybody else hustle more and creating more space for Odegaard to have a better game. Big question. Can Odegaard and ESR be on the pitch at the same time together? Yes. They do not do the same things. So
Like the last few matches.
Yes. Yes, as Why Not says, caressed it into the corner, as opposed to Lacazette, who was like, "Oh, I finally got a chance," and he blasted it. He was like, "Partey," most people are like Kobe. He's like Partey, and kicks it into the. He's like giving out balls to people in the stands, like, "Oh, my cousin's sitting up there. I'm gonna get her one."
That's Sarah and Rose Ed.
Yeah. Let me make sure she gets one. But overall, the tale of two halves, yes, I hear that, I feel that. But something was weird in the first half where there's a penalty shout. All the Arsenal supporters were going nuts. And everybody on the field was like, "Yo, that's it. No? Okay, moving on." Like they know how it is.
At the same time. Offsides and the penalty shot was at the same time.
And everyone on the pitch was like, "No, you're not going to give that? Oh, cool, fine. I'm sure we'll get a red card. Peace. Like, let's just get this done. They're not going to give us the calls." So that I actually liked seeing on the pitch. It wasn't, complaining to the point that they launch a free kick or something that gets us caught off guard. They were like, no, fine, whatever. We'll fucking get a goal eventually. That being said, lots of chances, but 16 or something like that in the first half, and only 2 shots on target. A little rough, but I think overall, we're starting to see what the team is looking like. Even with the switch from Martinelli to ESR, and Lacazette getting a whole lot of shit. But I thought his hold-up play was good, and if the motherfucker could finish, we would be saying he's the perfect man for this job, because he's a very good hold-up player. He goes in deep. He lets the young, quick guys get past him, and that opens up a shooting lane for him. But you can tell there's a dip in confidence. I think he shot one time when he should have passed. He passed another time when he should have shot. And I'm just hoping that confidence, that it's not a thing. I hope that he is cool with just winning. Like, let's just, whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, so
and then
I guess yeah. So good comments. So let's, I think one of the things that I think that's come up a lot, and we probably should even get into that. And I know Wynette was talking about the team looking tired. They look much better in the second half, and I don't understand why. But the one thing that I believe is key to the game is Lacazette. I know his hold-up play is what he's been, what we talk about all the time. And for me, the difference in the halves, I think, is the positioning of Lacazette to some degree. I think he was further up the pitch early in the game. He probably got tired in the second half and slowed down, and a lot of his work was done kind of in the middle of the pitch and further back, and that's when things opened up for us. I mean, if you look at our 2 goals, the way they started, I mean, he was part of both of them. I mean, the first one, he actually gets the ball, he makes that long pass to Milsrefro, and the second one, if he doesn't attack the ball and throw off the defender, the ball doesn't tip to Partey, who then takes it up the pitch. So I mean, he was part of those 2 goals. Now, the thing I kind of feel about is, well, can somebody else do that? I mean, I think they would have done better in the first half when the ball was in the box most of the time. But in the second half, when it opened up and we had it, they gave us a lot of space to deal with, and we pretty much punished them when we got the balls to our youngsters. That's the thing. So for me, I don't know if you guys have anything to say on Lacazette, and I'll start. I'm going to go in reverse, I guess. So go ahead, Lolo.
Well, to me, something that if you talk to, so basically, think about Bobby Firmino. if you're not a Liverpool fan, you talk shit about Roberto Firmino. We all do. We all go, yeah, your number one striker, your striker gets the least goals out of anybody on your team. But you talk to Liverpool fans and they love him. They absolutely love him and they understand his importance. And when you compare Firmino to Jota, they are the first people to tell you they don't play the same role. They are not, they do not, it's not a straight swap. In fact, when Jota's on the pitch, Salah's goals go down because Jota he's like a little chihuahua, like just like trying to get in on the goals when Firmino is playing defense some of the time. But what he does is when your number one striker, when your front head of the spear drops in like that, the center backs get a little comfortable and then they cannot catch up to Salah and Mane. And right now, not that that's where we're at, but as I've told at least Gary and Tony before, I was like, watch out. Arteta is trying to become Pep 2.0, and he's going to show that we don't need a striker, that Lacazette is the striker that we need, because he will pull them in, and those two center backs will be like, oh, we got him covered. Yes, he can hold the ball up. But they will not be able to catch Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka, or Martinelli, or Pepe, whoever of those four is out there. They will not be able to catch up with them. And who are our better finishers? Martinelli, Saka, and Emile Smith-Rowe. So there's a little bit to that of maybe that's why I'm not totally shipping Lacazette out.
Yeah,
I still totally disagree with you on that point because
I'm not saying that's what I want. I'm not saying that's what I want.
I'm just saying for 18 months, who do we progress with? Uba, System Network all last year.
Uba.
I can't ever say a bomber ain't right.
Between you and Uba. Gary with Erdegaard and Uba, I don't know who we have on our team anymore.
It's an Odegaard. Oh well, now you got me saying it wrong. I've been working on this for like a year now. Now you just came in and screwed it up.
You missed our sponsor on Friday was Odegaard's Odegaard. He came out with a deodorant. Anyway, go ahead, Tony.
Go ahead, Tony. Finish up.
Yeah, but to me, we persisted with him. We've been looking for strikers. I agree that we don't need one. That's why I said 2 years ago not to resign Uba. We can do it by goals, by committee, get the midfield involved. We're just 2 years removed from we scored one entire goal from the midfield. Now, ESR has 10 by itself. I like that. Yeah. To me, we still need somebody up front that's clinical. We still need a striker that's clinical. We need an Eduardo type that can shoot every brilliant shot from 25 yards outside the box. And
I've heard you say that before. Which Eduardo are you talking about, by the way?
The one that broke his leg in 2008.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking like Edouard from Crystal Palace, because I liked him a lot before they got him.
We got him, but we couldn't get rid of Eddie off of $70K a week. How did the kid ever get $70K a week?
I mean, I think we're all mystified about that.
Yeah, I get. And before we get to Matt, this is one thing that I guess this is part of the reason why, like I said, does drop back. But if he when he drops back, we're fine. So that means what is it then? Do we need Xhaka, Partey, and Lacazette? Can we drop one of them and bring somebody else in? With a Martinelli.
Well, can I ask you this quick question? Would you rather Lacazette be further forward and Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe playing more defensive and trying to get the ball? Or would you rather them closer to goal or playing as further forward? I mean, that's a clear...
I'd rather see
I thought it was a trick question.
I'd rather see Partey.
Yeah, it is a fucking trick question because there's only one fucking answer. Because we throw Eddie in there. We throw Eddie and Ketia in there, and Eddie's like, I'm going to score. I'm going to be a striker. I'm not going to do fucking hold-up play. And how many has he scored? That's a fucking trick question right there. Like,
all right, so we're gonna go to Matt. So we were talking about Lacazette. I don't know if you have any thoughts on Lacazette and kind of what he brings to the table and whether or not
I mean, he doesn't bring anything. I mean, this should be
he
frank.
did contribute to the 2 goals.
Gary, you know, I know, Tony knows, and Lolo knows. This man needs to be sold in the summer. He needs to be moved on. Him and Katia should be the first 2 out the door. I mean,
Well, their contracts both up, so
yeah, I mean, you look across the pond and you see over in La Liga, Aubameyang walks out there first day, 3 goals.
First day, it took him a bunch of games. He was terrible the first few games. I've been watching.
I mean,
And I'm sorry, they gave him a hat trick because his hair glanced off of a fucking screamer by Pedri. Go fuck
And I
yourself.
mean, you know what
with
that
your
means,
hat
though?
trick.
Guess what? Guess where he was? He was actually in the box, right? Actually
Yeah.
in front of the goal. Guess where
That's
Lacazette is most times?
that's because that's what
in
James
midfield.
he's gonna play him. He's gonna play him in the center of the way he's supposed to be played at. I mean, hell, Arshavin would have been a world class player at Arsenal had he played in the center.
Tony was just saying we've been trying for 18 months in every single fucking position and it didn't work. The people who compare Alba's performance with fucking Barcelona versus with our Arsenal, you cannot compare them. They're completely different styles of play. Barcelona attacks one side. Barcelona attacks one side of the pitch furiously, which opens up tons of space. And then a cross in the box makes sense. We cross to fucking nobody.
Lolo, the thing about Arsenal is that between the 2 teams is Barcelona has midfielders that can move the ball.
They're all midfielders. Their defenders are midfielders. Their strikers are midfielders.
The ball gets forward.
Yeah.
We get the ball, it's sideways, down the channel, crossover, repeat.
All our balls go down the flank.
On the nose, hitting the nail on the head. You're exactly right. That's what I'm saying. So you can't really compare. Oh yeah, he's scoring goals. We know Aubameyang's a goal scorer. We know it. It's just not work. It wasn't working with us.
Back to Lacazette. He needs to be moved on.
Yeah.
My concern is that if we do not qualify for top 4, let alone Europe, because I still think this. I think what I'm about to say still is a preface for even if we qualify for Europa League. Europa League really is not going to drive home bringing in world class strikers of what we need. We need world. Let me spell this out for y'all. World class striker. We don't need an up and coming. We need a world class. Somebody that we can hang our hat on, and we know that this player is going to give us at least minimum 16 to 18 goals a year. Minimum.
Well, we have a guy spotted last summer, but we wanted to spend the money for it. Instead, Chelsea went and bought Lukaku from him instead of getting.
Which brings me to my next
Martinez.
point, Tony. Which brings me to my next point. If you think for a minute that Chelsea's not going to be in the market for a striker, you're out of your mind. If you think that Man City's not going to be in the market for a world-class striker, you're out of your mind. If you don't think Manchester United is going to be looking for a world-class striker, you're out of your mind. If you don't think Newcastle is going to be looking for a world-class striker, you're out of your mind. It is imperative that this man finds a way to get into the top 4. Because if he does not, we're going to be stuck with the Januzajs, with the Robin Van Finkels of the world. We're going to be stuck with these guys from over at Sparta Prague, from over at Grasshopper. All of these teams that people know nothing about, young boys, and that's the players that we're going to be bringing in, and they're going to be trying to sell us on that. They're going to lead us through this process that Mr. Arteta has put us on. I'm telling you all, if we do not rectify this and rectify it quick, worst case scenario is they're going to try to re-sign Lacazette for a 2 or 3 year deal, and we're going to be back on that same crap that we were on with Pierre last. Who do I consider a world class striker? You know, if we could have spent the money, if we were in a perfect world, and I said this to Lee a couple weeks ago, if Arsene Wenger was at Arsenal, and this was 2009, 2008, 2010, 2011, Dusan Vlahovic comes to Arsenal. He has that kind of cachet to where we could have got a world class player, and we might have still been on the fringe team. But when I look at Mikel Arteta, somebody's like, "Hey man, Mikel's got to go out there and recruit somebody." You have to ask yourself, and we all know this on this panel. Ask yourself, can this man go out and recruit a world class player? They're gonna look at him and go, "This man, are you crazy? I'm taking orders from this guy. This guy here was laying the cones down, shining the head, and he's gonna lead us." No, I'm taking my shot. PSG come knocking Real Madrid, who is also gonna be in the market for a striker, by the way. All of these players that are out there, your Hollands and all these, they're going to bigger clubs right now. So we're gonna have to we sent Ballard. Gary, you remember last year I said that Balogun should have went out on loan last year. He should have been out on loan last year playing. And he should have been coming back this year. And then we should have been seeing what he was working with. This is what I'm talking about. So now what happens is, okay, we buy a striker. He'll come back. Will he get time? We don't know. Now you got another Nketiah problem on your hand. Because if he comes back and he's not performing, then it's the same thing over and over. The person I blame for this the most is Edu. Because what are we paying this guy for? Outside of maybe turning up a few gems here and there, because
maybe pay him for barbecue service,
barbecues, and champagne Instagram posts is what he's doing. This guy, Edu, needs to be ashamed of himself. We went a transfer window, and this is reminiscent. Now, I don't know how long everybody's been following Arsenal like I have, but I can remember back when we were in that title race, and all Arsene Wenger had to do was sign a striker. Y'all remember that? You alluded to it earlier, Tony, with the when Eduardo broke his leg. That's the year. All we needed to do was sign a striker, and we pretty much win the league. Well, the same thing happened this year. All we need is a striker to get us over the hump.
Our levels, our levels have changed now, right? So
oh my God,
you're talking about titles,
that's
and now we're just
just
talking about getting Champions League right now. So the levels have changed a little bit. I mean, I'm going to get into the chats real quick, and then we'll get back to this.
Hold on, there. But this is what I'm saying is that we are in a situation where it's going to be dire. You look at the games we got coming up. We got a rematch against Wolves Thursday, which is going to be highly contested. They're not going. If you think that Wolves is not going to show up ready to play this go round, you're out of your mind. After that, we got a trap game against Watford, which that could turn into a loss or either a draw. Then I think it's Liverpool, and we know what that is. That's that free hit everybody's talking about. So then after that, I forgot who I think it's Villa, Leicester City, Villa, and we got a couple of other teams that's in there. And so then we're looking for we're scraping by. Then we're back into that situation where goal differentials is back in play.
Yeah.
And now you're hoping Tottenham's cranking it up. I mean, that was a statement win on Saturday. They're cranking it up. And so now you got to hope teams start dropping points. And so if we drop points, then we're in bigger trouble.
Yeah.
So it's critical that we find 9 to 12 points in the next few weeks. Yeah. I mean, and somebody's got to start scoring.
All right. So
I agree. And Matt,
let's get into the chats real quick. I'm sorry, Lolo. Let's get into the chat.
Shut up, Lolo.
I had some new people join us. Spawning Mark has joined us, and one thing.
Who's a Wolves fan? Talking
about like, he definitely brings a veteran presence, which we need. At some point, we're going to need something better on the pitch, though. That's the problem with having him on the pitch is we need more. So, welcome. Thanks for joining the show, Spawning Mark. And I think I saw some other people. Dan Ortstein, how you doing? Yeah.
What up, Dan?
Nice. I don't think we're going to get – I think Harlan's out of our league. I saw another person that I wanted to bring up. Yeah, so
Jimmy.
There's Ghost. Your message got trapped by the YouTube filters or whatever. So I saw that one. Basically, it was just telling us to chill. You just won while we moaning. But it's what we do.
Because he's a Leeds fan. Jimmy's a Leeds fan, so he's like, y'all just won, and you're fucking this mad.
This is
We're
what
gonna
we
be back
do.
on the
This is what
fucking
we
Champions
do.
League, playing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
What up, Jimmy?
Yeah,
Um,
and I think that might be it for now. Who's joined? But yeah, I am. We're talking about Lacazette, and I'll let you continue on. I guess Lola wanted to get in there, but yeah, I think Lacazette. We need parts of him, but we need a lot more of the stuff that he doesn't give us. So
who are you, fucking Thanos? You're like taking bits and pieces off of your daughter and like putting. You can't do that. We got who we got. I just gotta say, Matt, how can you with a straight face say the one thing we needed was X? The one thing we needed we need one thing, Matt? Are we that close? You honestly believe we're that close?
Are you talking about this year or back then? Are you talking
No, you right now. You said the one thing we needed was a striker.
We need a striker. No. Hey, we need a striker.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
We need a striker the most. I think we could scrape by with the midfield. But we gotta have we need a striker. We need a striker because Lacazette's not scoring. Lacazette, this man, it is barren. I mean, barren. I'm talking whatever falls to the ground, kind sir. I mean, how rough it is, man.
I hear that.
Salvation Army on Christmas. They're out there ringing the bell, asking for anything they can get, and we can't get anything. The bell's just ringing. Can I get something? What they sell?
I hear that.
I need the money that folds. Not the kind we can't get a goal from this man. I mean,
I hear you.
That miss last week was absolutely scandalous. And then you look at this week, he's in, like you said earlier, he's in goal scoring position and just partays it out of the stadium. I mean, bro, if out of form is a person, Lacazette is that description.
Yeah, you know what, the misses that he had, and then you look at what Emil Ferreira and Saka did. They're basically he's had opportunities similar to that, and like you said, he partayed it. He had the same situation come up, and you know what, the excuse, or not the excuse, but the analysis was that the goalkeeper was standing there, and that's why he went for the far corner. But he pushed it. But then you look at those ESR.
It looked exactly like the ESR one.
I mean, they're both similar scenarios where you're coming up the left-hand side and the goalkeeper's got the right coverage and you still got to go by him. First, put it on target, and then let's see if the goalkeeper can stop it, right? That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, when you're coming from that angle, it's not always about scoring. Because when you're at that angle, smash it into his fucking face because you know you got help flying in. Yeah. And then maybe you get something that bounces off. But when you try and go for this like 1% shot.
He used to be able to make those though. That's
yeah, and you know what? I used to be able to do a lot of things that I used to be able to do. I'm not going to mention them on Gary's show. You'll have to join us for happy hour to hear about those.
All right, so Tony, go ahead. I don't know what else more you have to say about Lacazette before we move on to something.
I was just going to go on about strikers and midfield. As much as I want a striker, we need midfield because you have Lacazette back basically playing a midfielder. Now you have Odegaard the last few weeks. He's going back there playing box to box, further back behind Partey, back there behind Xhaka. You have him doing that role. We don't have the midfield we need. We could play Lacazette further up front if we had the midfield. Odegaard could be focusing on bringing the ball up, getting the attack going. But instead, they're having to do things they shouldn't have to be doing because we're stuck with fucking Xhaka and Partey. Partey's had one good game, but fucking 18 months he's been here.
Here's what we do,
good.
Tony.
I thought he actually looked good against Brentford, so I'm not sure.
He looked better, Gary. He looked better.
Okay,
he didn't look good. He looked better.
Better than in past games.
The ball went around him and Partey. Neither one was involved.
All right. So how about this? Push Ben White up into that Calvin Phillips role.
I'm for it.
Add another central defender right behind him. Who do we have left? Who did we get rid of? Chambers.
only have
So we got
Holding.
Holding left. So put Holding there.
It's scary. We always,
Why
But-
not put-
we always
or
have
you
to
can move
weaken
Tierney.
to
You
get
can
better.
put
And I don't like that.
Tierney plays left center back for Scotland.
Well, no, because we like Tierney flying forward, and we like Tomiyasu or even Cedric flying forward.
Yeah, but you can
But
have Tavad
they have to keep
flying
coming
forward.
back.
You can have Tavad flying forward too.
I'm just saying, you push someone like that in there alongside Xhaka and Partey, and you've got this midfield diamond of Odegaard up front. The three of them can go forward
I
and back
agree.
as needed and cover each other, and then the defense doesn't know. I mean, the attackers don't always know who they're
I've
being
been
dropped
calling
off
for that
to.
for fucking 3 years now, and we won't go to it.
Because Ben White's a lunatic, and you know he'll do it. And
Yeah.
he did that with Leeds United in the Championship. That's when they loved him and they tried
You've
to buy
seen
him.
the last few weeks. He's bringing the ball up, and he usually kicks it out to the flanks because we're bypassing.
Yeah, and then they come back and score because he's our fucking center back. What's he doing up there?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this, Brenner. Goes, you're right. I say good too much, but it's because it's all relative. If you're as an Arsenal fan, if you're looking at what our players have been doing in the past and what they're doing now, good is relative to that. So yeah, we should probably.
Yeah, Xhaka
He
looked
didn't look
great.
like
He didn't
complete
get a
shit.
single
That's
red
what I
card.
should say, Gary. Say he didn't look like complete shit. Just say that.
All right, so you guys want to continue on with a little bit about? We went from the game. Anybody have anything more to say about the game? We got the points. We got some goals from our youngsters.
Oh, can I just say,
I do
No,
too.
Lolo, you can't say
Go ahead,
nothing.
Go ahead, Lolo. I got something behind Lolo.
I just say the most clinical finish that Lacazette has ever had was his tweet post match, where he fucking expertly trolled Ivan Toney, who wasn't even on the bench, and he said just to kick around with the boys or something like that, which is what Ivan Toney tweeted out after they beat us. I was like, yo, that's my captain right there. That's my captain. Let's do it.
Speaking of captain, so Nketiah runs onto the pitch. It goes to yeah, and Tony already know where I'm going with this. And so he runs on
You're
to
gonna
the
make
pitch,
me laugh and go into a coffee and
and so then he goes to Shaka, and Shaka shoos him away. And I will say this: it looked when he put the armband on Kieran Tierney, I was like, "That's if he can stay healthy, that is what a captain looks like."
Well, supposedly what happened was he was told, give this to KT. He goes over. Kieran Tierney's about to throw the ball in and was like, no, let's go. So he goes to Xhaka, and Shaka's like, it's not me, it's Tierney. And he's like, so then Eddie's like, what do I do with this? So that's what I've heard. I'm hoping that's the case.
I would have put it on for a second and then gave it.
I don't understand
No,
why.
you-
I don't understand why.
You see Eddie just slowly put it on the ground like,
Don't give
and
me
just-
your rationale to that clusterfuck.
no, I'm saying I read about it today where it was trying to clear it up.
Here's the thing. If Zaka's such a leader, why didn't he tell him who the fuck to give it to or go give it to Tierney himself? Instead,
Because he told, supposedly he said, give it to Tierney. And
Yeah, but
so
it
when
still took, like,
when he
2
came running
seconds.
over, he's like, no, you don't give it to me. As if like he just was used to it, like, oh, I'm going to give it to Xhaka. And Xhaka's like, I don't play here much longer. Please. Don't give it to
that's
me.
what I was thinking. I was thinking, you know what? He already tried on the
That's
Roma
what we're all thinking.
armband, and you know what? It fits, but he doesn't want to taint his arm anymore by putting on this Arsenal one. But yeah.
Yeah, but he's been the one getting it until he got all these.
Because he
fucking red cards.
tattooed the
Finally got
he
punished.
tattooed Capitan instead of Captain.
So for those who
He's
saw
ready
me
for
on
his
the
Banner.
Mr. Arsenal podcast to watch along when Middlesbrough Row scored, I was very happy. I was like, yes, it was sweet. It's sweet. It was great. I mean, you're like, where is this coming from? First, I was like kind of upset because I was like, why don't you pass the ball out to Tierney? Because you know what, Tierney's open. He's got lots of space then he cuts inside, and I'm like, uh-oh, shoots, scores. And basically, my hands went up. It's like I'd seen the light. Oh! It was great. I enjoyed it. Got someone else. Got Dez in the house. How you doing, Dez? Also, Mr. Ryan is in the house hanging out with us. Welcome. Yes. So, anything else on the game before we move on?
Nope.
All right.
3 points.
Bottom line, 3 points. Bottom line, 3 fucking points. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. I think what was funny is some of the tweets that came out. Arsenal finished with 11 men. Bar was having a bad day, and we got some of it, and then we saw later on that a handball is when a defender tries to defend the ball and opens himself up and puts their elbow on the ball. We found that actually works only in Manchester.
You talking about Manchester? And that one, I was like, no way are they giving this, because the dude literally was saving his face, because he falls down and the ball comes straight at his face and he does this, like to save himself, and that's a penalty, but the one like this isn't a penalty? Oh, because we're wearing red. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Gotta know your location. Location.
Well, and they can't let Man City run away with the league. They need it to stay interesting. So they give it to a team that doesn't matter. Tottenham.
Man City looked a little slow. You always thought watching that match that at some point they're just going to turn it on and it'll be over, and it never happened. It never came to be. And every time they didn't, boom, that team scored. You know what? We have games in hand, and we have the ability where it doesn't really matter what they do, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what they do. If we win our games that, I guess the ones that we should win, because Chelsea and
we have Chelsea and Liverpool as our games in hand.
And
Wolves.
And that team that are big games for us. The other ones are games more at our level in terms of teams that we should be able to beat and have beat already in some cases. So it's in our control. I just fear at the end of the season we're going to hear from Arteta. We just didn't have the depth that we thought we would need to get.
And whose fault is that, Gary?
Right? I have a feeling that's what he's going to say.
And whose fault is that?
Yeah,
whose fault is that?
That's Arteta. I think that's what he's going to
do.
do.
3 players this winter instead of buying anybody.
No, I could see him doing that. That's what I could see happening. Is that they're going to say that.
Yeah, but last year he said we had too big of a team. Now he's going to say we had too small a team, even though he's a fucking one that sold everybody.
Yeah,
I just remember telling you guys,
we had 8 center backs. Do you remember that? Now we got like 3. We have 3 center backs right now, and then we have to move people around.
Yeah, but 2 of them are good.
Yeah, no,
when we had 8, I didn't know about any of them. But listen, guys, the whole problem stems from this fucking Netflix, YouTube world that we live in these days. And what is the better story? Arsenal went out and bought a shit ton of players and they got 4th place, and then those guys all fucked off and we went back to 8th place? Or is it everyone doubted them except the owner and the managing director, and they bring in this young, unproven ex-legend? I don't know who calls him an Arsenal legend. I know, exactly, but according to a lot of people, he's a legend.
Captain. But those aren't 16. I mean, he played a lot more. As captain, he's 16. So.
But I mean, legend, come on. He's more of an Everton legend, if anything.
No, Gary, he only played 16 games for us.
I think it's more than that.
I'm just saying, what makes the better story is that they backed him when the whole world said get rid of him, and when he said, I'm coming with a new idea. We are going to take nothing but little kids, and we are going to make them for 10,000 years. We will run the world. It's like, it's a better storyline if it works. Because in 10 years, if all of this worked, we could be talking about we've had a great 10 years because these guys had the balls to take a chance and to suffer through 4 or 5 seasons of building. Once again, guys, I'm not saying this is what I believe or I'm thinking is going to happen. I'm just saying if you look at it like the storyline of what will sell a better book in 10 years, that will.
We've already seen Cinderella. We don't need.
Yeah. You know, he played 110 according to Wikipedia. So, I think it's 16 as captain. So I think it is. He think he got hurt as soon as he got the armband. You know, the armband.
Wait, you mean to tell me that Tony's facts aren't always correct?
I thought he only.
Sometimes he gets it wrong. Yeah, you're right. You've seen it here. First time of the year, Tony is wrong.
On the first episode of a new show.
There you go. Thanks.
Oh my God,
All
why
right.
not? I'm right there with you. Santi Cazorla, much Santi Cazorla, man. I would like him at the club today. I don't care how old he is. He's still doing great things. He's so fucking intelligent, that guy. Sorry. Little football crush on that fella.
Yes. All right. So I think we got a question here. I'll start with Matt.
Absolutely
Is
not.
Arteta the man to take us higher than fourth?
Absolutely not.
The enforcer says no, to be honest. And if anybody here, I'll say yes. I'll be his friend this time. So you guys all tell us what you think, and I'll be his lawyer.
Absolutely not, because everything that's happened is because nothing he's made. Last year, Smith Rowe came in. It had nothing to do with Arteta. This year, Martinelli comes in. It's because Uber keeps fucking up. Arteta has no other choice. It's nothing he's doing managing. It's for players doing it. It's not the manager. He's not good enough.
But when we fail, it's the manager, right? When Abba doesn't score, it's Arteta's fault. Are you fucking out of your mind?
I always blame the fucking players.
All right, Lolo.
Well, then good. Just be consistent. That's all I'm
Lolo,
saying. Just be
your turn.
consistent.
Your turn, Lolo.
I'm consistent.
Is Arteta the man to take us higher than fourth?
Just say no and get it over with, Lolo.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's hey, man. Admitting you're an alcoholic, you have to admit.
Yeah. I agree. So it's tough because are there managers out there who would walk into the club and do a better job than him? Absolutely. But there's also strikers that would walk into the club and score a bunch of goals. They're not coming here. So this is why I've always been against the whole Arteta out thing. Not that I'm Arteta in. It's just, you mean to tell me us letting go of Arteta is going to be like, oh, Zinedine Zidane is going to be like, oh, sure, I'll do it. Or fucking Conte even. Oh, yeah, then I'd love the job. No. That's just going to show more fucking turnaround and more shambles that we're in. So I feel like they're sticking with him, and it's like I don't know, we're finally starting to see a little bit of, okay, maybe this and maybe this is working, maybe this, that right now getting rid of him would be starting all over from scratch, because we don't have, it's not like we have the squad that even Tottenham had, where Conte's going, yeah, I can fuck with them. They have England's number one. They have South Korea's number one player. Like, they have a bunch of talented players on their team. All I got to do is get them to stop eating ketchup and fucking pizza. We have bigger problems than that. So is he the man to take us higher than fourth? My heart says no. But if we stick with it for 50 more years, then probably yeah.
Stop setting on the fence.
I'm Arteta's man.
I'm a Libra, man. I'm a Libra.
I'm Arteta's man. So here we go. Look at what he's doing right now. Look. You know what? Look what he's doing right now. You know what? He got rid of the deadwood. You wanted to get rid of the deadwood. It's out, right? He's down to the bare bones right now. We've got one game a week. Part of the plan, right? Part of the plan. You know, we need rest for our players, so we don't have to deal with depth, right? We got it. Right? Everybody said, you know what? If we don't have Europe, then we should be able to compete in the league and in the cups. But
no, they said we should be winning the league.
I don't know about that.
That's what the
Nobody
fans
said that.
said
Come
for
on,
years.
Tony.
Now
Nobody
suddenly-
said that. Come on.
Now
Tony.
suddenly top 6 is okay.
Even your
Nobody's-
camera zoomed out to see if you were dropping shit on the floor.
No, nobody believes that. Come on, nobody believes.
That's what they kept saying for years.
Who's
when
they?
Wenger was in charge, that's what we always heard. If
When
we're
Wenger's
out
in
of Europe,
charge, you have a better chance to win the
Hey,
league.
hey
yes.
Gary, I'm trying to share my screen, Gary. I'm
All
trying to.
right. I don't know if you can do it. Can you send me the link and I'll put it up? Yeah. Send
Hold
me the
on.
link in the
Hold on.
No, he should be able to do it. It
No,
says
do I get a request or something?
you
like
just
that?
have to.
Look
It
at the
should be
bottom
down
there.
there.
All right, there we go.
Go ahead and share that.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I want everybody to see that. Gary has been doing some stuff since we've been on the last week. And he hadn't talked to me and Tony about it. He hadn't said a damn thing about it. And it's okay if you got problems, Gary. We here for you, brother.
No, I'm just.
Cause
I'm
he
his
talking like a man.
attorney.
He talking
I'm his
like a
attorney.
man.
You know, I got a retainer. I got lots to say. He can do
Matt,
it. You know,
Matt, can we start calling him Daryl Strawberry?
Hey, wait a
Yeah.
second. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Daryl
You know,
Strawberry.
Is he the man? He can do it. He can do it. You know, you ever hear that? He can do it. He can do it.
No.
So,
Nobody.
but Gary, you brought up a good point. You brought up a good point that a lot of people like. If we're only looking at, if you look at everything with the negative view of things, then you're like, oh, look what he did to Aubameyang. And you want to reference the Chappelle Show and Rick James, then I'll reference Radiohead with you did it to yourself. He did it to himself. Arteta didn't do that shit to him. For once, I saw a manager with some balls that said, this badge that started with fucking dudes working in a fucking
Yeah, but how many
forge,
times did he
forging
have
metal.
to fuck up before he showed some balls?
You know, you forgot Backdraft. This is Backdraft, man.
Yeah.
This is Backdraft. This is the investigator Backdraft.
Yeah, Maitland
man.
Niles fucking missed one
great.
team meeting and he's fucking shit mad for 2 months on the sideline.
And you know what? If that's the case, and for me, I was a big Aubameyang fan. I'm a Borussia Dortmund Bundesliga fan. When we were linked to him, I lost my shit. Was so excited for him to come here.
How
But
does
seeing
one loss for
as
shit?
soon as he came to the club, he sent out a tweet talking shit about Dortmund. Then when he left our club and he's talking shit about Arsenal and Arteta, that to me shows you who you are. And that to me is somebody who thinks they are bigger than this badge. And fuck you. I'm an Arsenal supporter. I'm not a you supporter. So fuck off. Same thing with the fucking Cronkies and everything. They are not Arsenal. This fucking badge and the history are Arsenal. And if you think you're bigger than that, fuck off. Sorry. I know that, but finally I saw something from a manager who was, when he benched him for the Tottenham for the North London derby, I was furious yet also like, okay, I would show up on time the next day in my £350,000 a week. I mean, I make a little bit less than that on my jobs, and I show up on time. So, anyway.
Yeah, I mean.
That just makes me hot. I'm sorry. Blaming everything on Arteta, we can't do that. Is he doing everything right? No. Is he learning on the job? Yes. Is it costing us wins here and there? Yes. Is it costing us some bigger known players from coming here? Yes. But you hear the way the younger kids talk about him. Like, ask Martinelli, ask Saka, ask Emil Smith-Rowe. They're telling you that they're learning so much from him. I don't know. So to me, like, the people who are having a problem with him are the people who think they're bigger than the fucking badge. And if you want to be bigger, take the cannon off your chest and go put a cock on your chest. Take that march uptown.
Oh, we lost Tony. He's back again. There we go.
Tony got scared. I started yelling.
No,
I just
guess,
wanted to know
what,
how one flosses their own shit. That's all I wanted to know.
How you do
what?
Flossers their own shit.
Who said that?
Lolo
Did I
did.
You did, Lolo, in your little speech?
What did I say?
Floss your own shit.
I lost my own shit.
Floss.
Tony, he didn't say that.
FLOSS.
Maybe it's the
floss.
accent. Maybe it's
Floss.
the accent.
I flossed my own shit. I don't know the term.
You said that.
I did?
Tony.
You said that referring to Uber.
Oh, I lost my shit. I lost
you
my
said it?
shit. Sorry.
I heard floss. Sorry.
Tony, what are you doing over there?
No, that was what your camera zoomed out to see if you were flossing your own shit. Got to make sure the corn's out of my shit.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna comment here on Spawny Mark. You know, like you said, this isn't everybody. I mean, I'm more one Arteta out because I don't think he's. I don't. If they were bringing him in and he's the project that people say, then they're doing it all wrong. So then he has to go. If he is the project, then they need to support him. You know, we talk about backing your manager. They're not doing that either because he needs a lot, and they're not giving him anything. So that's kind of my thoughts on that one there. What is this one? Oh, Isaac. They were talking about Isaac coming in. Isaac for 40 mil, I don't think was ever going to happen, and
it was the wrong move.
I don't think we need that. I don't think we need that. I mean, like you said, if you look at Liverpool, they don't have a striker, right? They're like a striker that we're talking about getting, right? We don't need that. We have more than we just need to probably fill in some more cams and more wingers that can attack like we have now. We'll be good to go, and maybe some holding midfielders for me, anyways. So, but yeah.
Before we move on from the Arteta in and out, do you mind if I have one more, like 10 seconds?
No, you can't.
All right, I'm gonna go for a beer.
You can talk if you want.
No,
Tony.
Here's the thing. That question is such the only way for us to stop being Banter FC and to stop being some of the bitchiest fans on fucking Twitter and social media is understanding that if I'm Arteta out and you're Arteta in or vice versa, we both still have the badge on our chest and we both still want what's best for the club and we both still don't fucking work for the club. So our opinion, yes, we all deserve our own opinion, but can we stop hating on each other? And to hear that some fans going, oh great, we snuck by another win, Arteta's going to stay in another one. Excuse me. Like, a win is a win, as we all just said, but the infighting of, oh, you're Arteta in, I'm Arteta out, well, fuck you, you're wrong, you don't know what Arsenal is, and you can go fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Do you guys get this a lot?
When this first thing came out, I always said it was Arsenal in anyway. So if that meant Arteta
Arsenal
had to go, then he's gone. If that means he stays, then he stays. I don't necessarily, that's when people talk about it. It's not about Arteta. It's about Arsenal. Is it good for Arsenal that Arteta's here? A lot of people think it's not good that Arteta's here for Arsenal's sake. Some people say, it can work. I don't think it can work with this ownership and the management structure. He might get it done, but I don't know if it will reach the heights that we want because he's going to be handcuffed. He's going to get handcuffed at some point, and we're going to hit a ceiling. And then you're going to go, well, if we had a better manager, this might have worked out better. That's what I foresee, anyways. I don't know. Yeah. Anybody else have anything? Matt, Tony?
Everybody knows I'm Arteta out, but at the end of the day, the reality. I'm a person that deals in reality. Lolo said he's a Libra. I'm a Virgo. I deal in reality.
I don't.
The reality of the situation is Arteta's not going anywhere. It is what it is. You just hope that the damage is not done. It's not. We're not driven into the ground. So I told y'all before beginning of the season. I told you he's gonna make mistakes. It's gonna be a roller coaster ride. You're just gonna have to go up, down, up, down. You just hope that he doesn't pull out that false 9 again, and you can. Just kind of have to take it and deal with it. So, because to be frank, Kroenke and them, they love him. They're not going to get rid of him. They love it.
No. Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
No, he's overachieving. He's overachieving for what their goals are.
He's saving them money here,
but their goals have nothing to do with finishing at the top of the table. Not at all.
And he's failing his way into being slated to be the Pep's replacement. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, how does that work? What job do you fail at, and then go, oh, you know what? The guy in the number one company in the league is leaving. You should do his job. Like, what? Well, that's good to hear, Matt, from you as well. Like, I hear what you're saying, and I feel you.
Tony, what do you got to say?
What
Try to end or try to out?
Tony's talking. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
To start off is either September. I think it's September. Sorry.
I'm going to go get a beer. I'm listening. I can hear you, okay? So watch your mouth.
Was Lee Dixon saying that they were willing to give him 2 more years, and that's when we were fucking bottom of the league? To me, that scared. We should have sacked him then. Scared me that they had that much belief in him. I don't have any belief in him, but I'm not in charge. I'm like you. I'm always pro Arsenal. I hope we win despite his mistakes. I think that's what we've been doing. He's stuck with Aubameyang for 18 months. Totally wrong choice. Should have never signed the guy. Tried to shoehorn him in there, boot horn him in there since he was that persistent with trying him. Finally, he keeps fucking up so much, takes the captaincy away. We get Martinelli out there, get Lacazette playing. We finally start scoring. We could beat the teams we should be, climb up the league. Now we're in a place to get top 4, but we did nothing this winter. That scares me. It's not what I would have done when top 4 was in your grasp. You don't weaken your team by selling 2 versatile players. Sell 3 players in general and not bring in 3 when you're already very thin in depth. Having 15 players, what happens if you got COVID, injuries? We're fucked on top 4 if any of that stuff happens. But it is what it is. We're here. I'm here for the ride. Didn't want this much of a roller coaster, but fucking buckle your seatbelt in. Got a triple loop coming in. Just, to me, it's going to be crazy what's going to be on Amazon. Or I just want to see all the uncut footage. How many hours or terabytes of uncut footage Amazon's I have. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question here as far as who's above us. So right now, we've got City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United, and West Ham are ahead of us.
I'm more worried about who's behind us than who's in front of us.
Also, we have that team that's behind us, and also the team we're playing on Thursday. So those are all teams around us and behind us and in front of us and all of that. As far as squads go, I mean, I'll take the easy ones, and you guys can finish. You guys can go ahead and look at the other ones, but we're not even worrying about Liverpool and City, right? But it's the Chelsea, the United, West Ham's, Wolves, and that team that we need to be concerned about. But as far as squads, any of those teams, those 5 teams, have better squads than us?
Everybody, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, that's 3. Tottenham is 50-50. You don't know. I mean, they're kind of, like that.
They beat City twice. I think I kind of got the better team, not the better players.
Yeah, they have better. Yeah, they have a better team. We are. I don't think the problem is going to be that those missed opportunities in January, man. That's going to really hurt us going down the stretch, man. And then, like I told you, we dropped this game Thursday. We are in a must-win situation. Any team that doesn't have to do with a top 5 opponent, we have to win. We have to win those games. So, in theory, I would say we have a good team, good enough to compete past the top 4. I don't think we have the quality. It's kind of like I think we're middle of the road team, more or less. I think we're more of a middle of the road team. We don't have the quality to compete, on a high. Now this Liverpool game, it's going to be interesting, especially with the changes that have been made. Now that's going to really give you a primer about where we are. Because that stage of the game, I think when we play them, that's when they're going to be getting ready for the final. Is it the final 16 of the Champions League, final 8, or something along that line? They should be right around there. They're going to have a lot of these teams. Also, something that I neglected to mention: a lot of these teams are going to have fixture congestion coming up, and you just hope that works out for us in our favor. Which goes back into we're only playing once a week. So there's no reason for us not to have the optimum best players available playing. In form, let me preface that. In form, best players playing. There's no excuse going forward. And I think that, to kind of go back to what we just got to talking about, I think that is the ultimate marker of how to judge Mikel Arteta. Is, buddy, we had 2 games in February, and we have 1 game a week from here out. It should be pretty much manageable.
Yeah. All right, I'll let Tony get it go here, because I think we still have United, West Ham, and Wolves. If you want to chime in on that, even that team as well. I don't know what you guys call it, but I call them that team. So
I know you don't like to refer to them, but to me, they beat City twice. The first game was a masterclass when Nuno was still there. That was a beautiful way they played. I think they have a better team. We probably have a better players. Wolves, I think they have a better team. Again, we have a better players. United, it's probably a toss-up. We're probably maybe a slightly better team than they are. Chelsea's definitely, they got the better players. Team-wise, it's kind of hard. They haven't really gelled like they should have. But to me, I'm worried about the teams behind this. I'm worried about Spurs. I'm worried about Wolves. I'm not that worried about United or West Ham.
cool. And Lolo, we are getting to the end here, so we're gonna finish up this question. I'll go through some of the chats, and then we'll finish up with the game, and then we'll head out of here. So, Lolo, go ahead and answer this question, and we'll move on.
Yeah, I feel you. Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United have better players than us. Liverpool and Chelsea are put together better than Manchester United are. So I think Manchester United are easy to fluster. You get them fighting against each other and you can win that match. We've seen that. They get mad at each other too soon. West Ham and Wolves don't have as good of players as we do, but they play as a team better than we do. Or better than some of these other teams. However, I do think that if we can keep our squad healthy, we've got something going forward. But I agree 100%, Matt, that it comes down to playing your informed players. So I actually have a question for you, Matt. Did Arteta miss an opportunity this week against Brentford not starting Pepe? Because Pepe was actually in really good form in AFCON. And then it was said throughout it, all the players who mentioned him, and even Arteta, was like, he came back a different person. He's got this drive. He's got this hustle. And we all saw it when he took the field. But let's just say Saka, for example. We all know how good Saka is. Is Saka completely in form right now? I don't know. So why not switch that? Let Pepe start, and at the second half, if he's been shit the first half, put Saka on. That's an incredible luxury to have those two players. But is this one of those examples of Arteta fucking up that you're talking about?
Lolo, he should have started the game. He should have been the central striker. He played central striker at Lille, and I don't know what it is. The guy was room. It was what I heard was that he was basically a game away from basically getting player of AFCON. He was ripping it up
Yeah.
so good down there. So why not bring you? This guy's coming to you back ready to go. He was already rested. He was rested because they had been eliminated early, so he was rested, ready to go. And like I said at the beginning, the top of the show, he came out and it went from 0 to 100. It's almost like when Martinelli comes on, it's from 0 to 100. It's looking like, oh hell, here he comes, he's coming towards me. What the hell do I do? That's what I was seeing from defenders, and that's what you want. That's what you want. And yes, Arteta missed a golden opportunity. This is another one of the examples I'm talking about, Lolo, where Arteta, the growing pains of this manager. He has to be able to see that as a manager that, oh, this guy's coming back ready to go. Let's just drop it. Or Lacazette's out of form. Maybe if I sit him, I can bring him on in a situation where he can control, come in and maybe play that role of super sub or what have you. But he feels like no, I'm serious. It's a heart attack, really. I'm serious. It's a heart attack. At some point, you're going to have to make a change here because Lacazette's not scoring. He's not scoring. I mean, if you don't want that, then we can put Nketiah up there, and we'll all see how that goes. And I'm sure we'll be having this discussion on the show. I mean, at some point, we have to really look at making that change. And I think if you just try it, if it doesn't work, worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at this stage, you got to try something to try to get some goals. You cannot keep looking for Emmitt Smith Rowe and Saka to go on some kind of 15 to 20 goal tear for the next 4 or 5 games. Realistically, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And you also got to hope that there's a lot at play. There's a lot. Bingo, right there. Somebody called. He was on form at the end of the year, but then we started, and it's back to he does good here. Then it's is that Arteta he picks here.
Arteta doesn't see what he has in training. He sees it on the pitch. He bases it on what he sees in training. So he isn't a fucking play. Doesn't matter what we think. He's not a player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's setting him up for failure because watch, he's going to get all of this uproar about Pepe, and he saw Pepe do what he did in when he came on. So he's gonna, if he starts, he's gonna start against Wolves. Wolves are in better form than most of the teams in the top of the table right now, besides maybe Liverpool.
Yeah.
Wolves are in incredible form. And they lost to us, and my best friend Mark, who's a Wolves fan, was about to end our relationship because they lost. Like, that shows you how much that fucking meant to them. Yeah. And so that's why I feel Brentford, who, yes, were on good form at one point in the season, they're in their worst form right now. This was the time to build some confidence for Pepe. So I see him starting him for Wolves now because of the pressure. But that's a different game. Wolves defense versus Brentford's defense. Are you kidding me?
So we can finish off on time. I'm sorry. But no, for me, I guess I'll say my little piece, and then we'll move on to the next game. But Pepe, to me, playing is almost like Martinelli practicing as a 9. It's just all talk, and until I see it consistently, not just a one-off because of an injury or something like that, but consistently where he actually gets to work, work into that position over a course of a number of games, it doesn't really matter. So it sounds like a lot of talk and maybe a little bit of marketing there, get us thinking about it. But Pepe should be playing, and he should be rotating. You should be rotating Pepe, Emil Smith Rowe, Saka, Erdegaard, and Martinelli. All 5 of those players, or 4 of those players, should be rotating around to give them rest.
Come on, Saka could play 90 minutes for the rest of the year. Come on, he's not tired. He's not worn down.
That's the problem. He cannot do that. So let's get into the Wolves match here. We got some comments here that we'll kind of. I'll let you guys get a taste. I'll give you about 30 seconds on it. So go fast. So we'll start off here. Oh, this one is probably a good one. This one. Steve says he'll shave off his head to lose. So I want to see a before picture, Steven. So So I make sure that you're not just playing around. And you got no hair on your head. It's going to be a tough one. I'm hoping you don't have to lose your hair. But you said beat Wolves, so that means if we draw, you still get to keep your hair. So hopefully that's what you get. All right. So next up, and this is probably where I let you guys start commenting, is Wolves are scary right now. I think when we got in there and we stole, I guess someone will say we stole that game, but we've had games, I guess, stolen from us in the past exactly like that, So I'll take it because it's happened to us, but we need to be better. We're at home. We need to be better. So what do you guys think? I guess I'll start with Tony. We'll go a little different here.
I've said it a million times. I was scared 2 months ago when I knew these fixtures would be close together. I'm not looking forward to the game. I thought at best, really, we'd get 4 points at best. I was really thinking we'd get 1 point out of the 2 matches, so that tells you how scared I was of the Wolves. We got lucky. I don't know if we can get lucky twice. Hopefully we can go get the win. But I'm not expecting much. We're at home. We've been doing good at home, so maybe that's enough to get us across the line against them. But yeah, I've been scared about the Wolves.
True. Cool. Now we'll go to Matt. We'll go up, we'll go from Matt. We'll let Lolo go last here.
Well,
Lolo's biting out a bit.
Well, I just think that at this stage of the game, we got to get. I mean, at this stage, we just got to get the points. We got to get the points. We got to get 3 points on Thursday, no matter what. Can't drop. We don't have room to drop points. That window has passed. So that's my take on it. We got to get 3 points.
Are we going to?
Would I be honest to say I don't know? I don't know because we hadn't shown we're not consistent, and we're not consistent when pressure's on. Let me put it that way: when pressure's on, we're not consistent, and that's been one of our Achilles heel for years. Is that whenever pressure is on, we're not consistent. Now, if by chance we drop 3 or 4 games, we'll go on a run. We'll win 15 games in a row, and then folks will wonder, well, what the hell? We'll be the paper champions. But I just know Arsenal, and if I had to put my money on it, man, because I know Wolves are going to try. Please God, I hope we don't have one of those.
He called it last match, by the way.
The one
he
thing
called
I've
it.
been saying is we've been our card tally has been low, and and this is Xhaka.
I told Lee Saturday, Gary. I told him, I said we're due for a granite tackle at any moment. The granite tackle is coming. That's
Ray has a formula. I forgot what it's called, but basically, the longer he plays,
yes, that's true. That's true. No, if you look at it, and this would be fun for somebody, like a fun stat for somebody to do for next show, is to go look at how many run of games he has, and then where his cards fall in, and then you'll see just about when he'll have one. Games like this, if it's not this game, it'll definitely be around the Liverpool game when he completely just goes off the ball. And that's another one of those problems that I'm talking about, that if we've got to win these games, and we've got to keep every player on the pitch. We got to avoid injuries. I mean, we're on DEFCON 9, man. We're on DEFCON 9.
It's funny. Mark has got some comments in here. So Matt, I'll let you rest up, and I'll let Lolo go, because I mean, what is this? This one here is pretty good.
Jimmy.
This one.
Yeah, that would be great.
So 7 is the cutoff, huh?
Maybe we can get that game moved too.
So we get those 7 early in the match. Does that mean the game doesn't count, right? And they have to do a replay or something? Can they do that?
Yeah.
All right. So Lolo, talk to me.
Listen, first of all, enough with the we got lucky against Wolves. Wolves are a very strong side. Maybe the goal, it was a bumbling goal, and that was lucky. But when you go down to 10 men with how much time do we have? 20 minutes left plus 10 minutes of stoppage? That's not lucky. That's locking the shit down. They had 800 fucking chances after that. Xhaka's head was back there, which saved a goal. Like, It's not lucky at that point. It was locking the shit down. Okay. So maybe the goal was a lucky goal. Yes, I'll give you that. But we didn't get out of there lucky. We got out of there going, we only need one after this. Like, let's just, that being said, are Wolves hungry? Are Wolves pissed about that? Yes, yes, yes. Are they going to come out hustling and firing and trying to score goals? Yes. And when do Wolves lose? When they do that shit. Because that's not how Wolves play. They came out and scored 2 right away against Tottenham, and we're like, oh fuck, what do we do now? And Tottenham had 100 different chances after that, but Wolves locked it down. But what I'm saying is, we are better on the counterattack than they are. If they come out flying and we can keep them out of the back of the net in those first 20 minutes, we will get a goal early. And as long as we don't pull an Everton, like we did with Everton, where, oh, we scored a goal, now we can go to 10 men and fucking relax and try to... No, if we score that goal and keep the pressure on and keep them trying to fly forward, then we have a chance. Then I do think I think their excitement and anger and energy could possibly be their downfall, because we are a better counterattacking team than they are. They are a sit back, don't let anybody score, we'll get a goal on a corner type of a team. Sorry, Mark, you can talk to me about it in an hour.
Yeah, I guess this question here, which I don't think we should do that, because I think we'll get punished if we do that one. I don't think we need to do that at all, unless we're down a man. Unless we're down a man, that's the only time we should go 5 at the back. Otherwise, I don't think we should do that, because I don't want to give Wolves more control of the midfield. I mean, I think Neto, who came back for them in the last match, he came in and played for about 30 minutes or so. I forgot his name, but they're getting healthier with some of their players, right? So
they have everybody back, technically.
Yeah.
Technically they have a full squad.
Yeah. So I don't think we want to sit with 5 at the back. I think we need to be able to put some pressure on them with the way that we play. I believe we've got 3 players that can do it. I think Lacazette was the one that holds us back a little bit, but we've got 3 players that should be able to help us with the attack going forward there. So yeah, I don't want to see 5 at the back. I think that will be putting up the white flag and then getting punished for it like we always do. So no for me. Quick, before we go, everybody, just give me a quick what you think the score line will be and a little outro as you go. So we'll start with you, Matt. Quick score and then kind of whatever your last words are.
I'm gonna go. I feel like I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal. I'm gonna take 2-1 Arsenal. I'm gonna be optimistic.
Anything else you want to say before we go?
I hope that Granit Xhaka does not get a red card. I hope that no one gets a red card.
That's part of all our thoughts.
We have a discipline problem at Arsenal right now. I hope nobody gets a red card.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Tony.
As yesterday I said 1-1. Want to be optimistic like Matt Lair and say 2-1. I don't know what to say about it. My heart kind of says 2-1, but my mind, everything says 1-1 girl. I don't know. We'll find out Thursday.
There you go, Lolo. What you got to say there?
I'm going with what Matt said. I see a 2-1. I think they come out firing, but we hold him off and we score, and then we get a little lethargic for a minute, and they catch us, and that only spurns us to go at it. And I think it's a Pepe or somebody coming off the bench going, "You motherfucker, watch this." And like a free kick Pepe, one of those where he pushes Odegaard away and says, "Hey, before we even knew how to say your name, I was scoring these. Get out of here." Watch my left foot here. But I think it's a 2-1. Only I know most Wolves matches are 1-0 or 0-0 or something like that. They're usually very low scoring games, but I think their animosity towards us is still so fresh that that's going to allow us a little bit of extra space, and we'll be able to get something. And I guarantee Neves talks some shit afterwards again. And then we buy him next year. That's the way it's going to fucking go. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I've had 2-1 in my head. The more I hear the talk, though, I could always go with a 1-1 draw. But I feel like like Matt said, we need to get the 3 points. These are the games that we need to get the 3 points, especially with the teams around us. If we can get wins, we should get them. We're home. We beat them already. Mm-hmm. We didn't play as well as we wanted to in the last match, so we need to do the things that we didn't do in the last match and do them better in this one. We're not going to get as many opportunities, but we need to be clinical in front of goal. So when we do get those chances, which will come, we need to actually punish them. That's kind of what I want to see. I do feel like I would like to see Martinelli and Milsrif Rowe come in and even Saka to rest. I would like to see that because I kind of feel like Saka does need to take a little seat. Milsrif Rowe is on fire. I think Martinelli should be hungry, and Erdegaard doesn't sit right now for me. I think I like him right where he is. So that would be kind of cool. I think that would surprise Wolves if we did that. If we put in Martinelli and a Milsrif Rowe out there on the wings. So we probably won't see it.
Yeah.
But whatever move we do, we're going to have somebody on the bench who can come in and hopefully help out, and that'll be the first person off the bench if we're looking to score. So, thank you, everybody. It's been on the show. Thank you. This is I guess our maiden voyage, the first show of the trip. We'll be doing this Monday, 7:30, from here until the rest of the season at least, and probably further. It will go along as well. Look out for the next show. And now that since I've got my channel, I probably might try to do more shows in the future, but we'll see how that all pans out. I'm going to stick to this one so you know where to reach us. And we'll do this again next Monday. And
can I just give a quick plug for my show?
Yes, definitely.
You guys got an hour break, and then we're back at 10 o'clock. We're 10 o'clock Monday through Thursdays, but we talk more than Arsenal. So I'm done talking Arsenal for the night, except for the shit talking that I know Mark is going to give me, my co-host. We're talking the matches that we highlighted on Thursday, which was the Man City Spurs, Leeds, Manchester United, and the Wolves Leicester match, is what we'll mostly be talking about. It's a quick 30-minute show. So join us for that at 10 o'clock. And if you guys would like to be on a show at any point during the week, any of you guys, just let me know. We'll get you guys on. And happy hour, of course. You guys know that.
Cool.
But thank you so much for letting me be on the first show, right? It was fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And I would like to leave you these words. Life is a journey. Don't waste the trip. Enjoy the ride. All right, everyone. We'll see you again next time. And we're out. All right. Bye-bye.